This is Starlink, and you can get over 200 megabytes down with this right here. Let me show you how. When people see that we have Starlink, a lot of questions come up. How much is it? Does it work like you expect it to? Is it something that we should get? Can you use it when full-timing on the road? I'm going to tell you how we utilize it in our situation, and maybe that'll answer some of your questions that you have about the service and see if it's right for you. So watch through the rest of this video and maybe some of those answers will be explained for you. If you haven't done so already though, could you please hit the subscribe and the like button down? That'll really help push this channel up and hopefully get seen by more viewers and help somebody out that is looking for this type of information. We've had Starlink for about 6 months now. We got it as we were coming into New Mexico and really getting into the spotty areas of cell service because we have a little Verizon hotspot that we've utilized for pretty much the entire trip, but we didn't want to take the risk because we actually missed out on a few really cool campsites in California because we had no cell signal. So we went ahead and bit the bullet. We got the kit in Arizona right before we came into New Mexico, and honestly have had zero issues. A little bit of outages here and there because we're in some tree spots, but for the most part, if you have a clear sky like what we have here, we are getting upwards of 200 megabytes down, and we're getting, I actually have seen about 60 up. So speeds are tremendous, no latency. I have video games that I play and no issues on that. The Xbox plays flawlessly. We originally started out with just the ground deploy. You can see that over here. That's just with the base stand, and then it mounts the actual Starlink kit, mounts to the top of it, runs the cable into the Starlink provided router, and that's how you get your cell service. We actually had a company that we reached out to, EEZ RV. They actually make a flagpole kit. Let's see if you can see it there. Install that myself, probably took 20 minutes. So it's a pretty basic kit. You've got a bottom cup that the actual pole sits on. You bracket that to your ladder, and then it's got a top kit as well that has two opposite end hooks. And what you do is you take the actual pole and you loop it into those opposite end hooks, and then you place it right down into the bottom of the cup, and then screw the bottom of the cup right in. So it's super easy. It takes me all of about 3 minutes to set up total when we get to a site. What I do for the cable is a lot of people will run through the wet bay and different other locations. We have a window right there, and it's one of those kind of swing arm windows. We'll just crack that. I'll pull the screen off and then run the cable in through and plug it right in behind the TV in the living room. Super easy, super simple. You can see right here, here's this base plate. Like I said, it's got a couple of mounting screws right here with the clamp. That was super easy to get on, not a problem there. This one was a little bit more difficult. Let's see if you can see it up there. Here, let me switch the camera around. That one was a little bit more difficult just because I had to install everything on the ladder, but it's very much like this clamp down here. Had 4 screws here that we just clamped on to the bar. And then, like I said, to actually get the pole in place, these just, you unscrew them. Well, yeah, so when you're in travel mode, these are unscrewed. That loosens the pole up. So then what you can do is to pull this, to take this off, is you just unscrew these here, pull the pole off, and then it all retracts down. It's super simple. I'm gonna run a speed test for you. I don't know what the speeds today are that we're getting. I'm looking down our row here at this rally where we've got 400 or 500 different RVs. We've got 9 total Starlinks deployed. There's 7 on rigs and then 2 ground deploys. So this is a pretty accurate test, I think, of what speeds in sort of worse scenarios, because the more people that you have within an area on Starlink, they say the worse the signal's supposed to be. But I have seen great signals here so far. So I'm going to do a speed test right now. I'll record it on my phone here outside, no issues there. So I'll record it right here, and we'll see what kind of signal that we're getting. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now. A couple of apps that you need to get. Well, first off, you need to get the Starlink app, which is right there. This one has a built-in speed test, but honestly, I don't really like utilizing it. So that's not what we're going to utilize for the speed test, because I don't really trust it that it's going to give me an accurate reading. However, I want to go ahead and run through just some of the app features, things that you can look at. So first off, statistics. This is going to show you any of your outages that you have. You can see uptime is 100% right now. Latency, min is 20. Max is 40. You can see those numbers right there, and then that's where we're running at currently, around 21, 22 milliseconds. Throughput, that's basically just the amount of data that's being pulled in. So there's your down on top and your up on bottom. Looks like we're running 50-ish, and then very little on the upload on the bottom on the green there. So really the big ones here are the uptime and latency. Uptime primarily just because that gives you the most accurate reading of sort of how long your Starlink is up. Okay, let's go back. You can check your network here, and you can see all of the devices. So yeah, you can see all of our Fire Sticks. I got a computer. I got 2 computers. Sonny's got computers. We got phones. Obstructions. So this one is really cool too. It's going to show you after about 15 minutes or so, when you first plug it in, the Starlink is going to start scanning for obstructions in the sky, and it will show you all of your obstructions on the map. This is pretty much a 100% clear. Well, there's another one right over there. It's pretty much a clear sky. So, which that's showing accurate if you just look at the Starlink right now. So this is a good one to look at. It'll also show you right over here if you have any obstructions. It'll do it there as well. Okay, speed test, like I said, I don't really deal with that. Settings, this is where you can do a couple different things. So you can slide this button right here. I'm not going to do it, but where it says reboot router, that'll reboot the actual router. And you can do that with the Starlink as well. I also utilize the sleep schedule. So this will put your Starlink to sleep, so you're not using power. You don't have constant signal going through on those hours that you're going to be sleeping. Snow melt, so that'll turn on if it gets to a certain temperature and there's snow coming or icing that you have to worry about. The tilt, honestly, I've never worked with this because it'll just do what it's supposed to do on automatic, so I don't even do anything with the tilt. Stow Starlink, I do that when we go into travel days. I'll go ahead and put that into stow mode. What it does is it takes the Starlink and pretty much points it straight up with the mounting mast that's on there. So that's a pretty good feature to utilize when you're going to put it into storage. So that's pretty much it on the app here. Let's go into the Ookla speed test here real quick, and I'll show you the speeds that I'm getting right now. You can get this off the internet, or a lot of phones have it built in. It's a pretty simple tool to use. So you just hit continue. After it opens up, you'll see down at the bottom it's showing SpaceX Starlink. You just hit go. That's going to start the test, and what it does is it sends a signal out to see what you're getting down first. And as you can see, speeds are coming in blazing fast for a somewhat wireless connection here. 154, 155, and then the up looks like it's around 30 right now, 32. So we're probably going to end around 32. Yep. So 155 and 32. Starlink is not going to be as fast as your home internet. It just isn't. It operates off of low orbit satellites, which means there are thousands of satellites operating that are kind of hovering over the United States or even passing by, and Starlink will make connection with those and do handoffs with those satellites as it's passing through. So it's not going to be as fast as your home internet. That being said, to get 155 down and to be able to upload at 30 megabytes a second, that's pretty darn good for something that's not a direct connect, meaning a fiber link or copper direct to the house connection. It just is pretty amazing, the science behind it, when you think about it. On the road, if you have a clear, unobstructed view of the sky, Starlink is going to be a great option for you. It is more expensive than some of the other cell phone plans, but in my opinion, it's worth it. There's a peace of mind knowing that wherever we go, as long as I have an unobstructed view of the sky, I've got no issues. I've had 0 calls dropped. I've had 0 issues with uploading anything, downloading anything, streaming. All of that's good. And the technology is just going to get better. So there is sort of a peace of mind with that as well. Like I said, the cost is a little bit more, but when you're on the road, you know, and people always talk about it, when you're in a rig, you can find ways to save the extra $20 that you're going to spend more on getting Starlink. So, you know, a hotspot is going to run you probably $100 to $130, whereas Starlink is going to run you about $150. So yes, there is some upfront costs that you also have to take into consideration, but kind of such is life at this point. When you're on the road and you're traveling, you have to have internet. I would rather have the peace of mind of having a technology that I know is going to work every time I put it up, assuming that I have, again, clear, unobstructed view of the sky. We've had it out in rainstorms. We've had it out in massive windstorms. It got hailed on a few days ago. Small little ones, but not that big. They were like that big. No issues. We've had no problems with it whatsoever. So is it right for us? I think so. Again, it's a peace of mind thing. Is it right for you? You kind of have to make that decision. Are you willing to go ahead and spend the extra money to get the upgraded service of what Starlink provides? Do you have a clear, unobstructed view of the sky? If you don't, if you are in a campground that you're there kind of full time, and you know that there are trees there that are going to block the view, Starlink's not a good option for you. It just isn't. So that being said, I have been in treed areas where we've had like half of the obstruction map blocked and we still got signal. It's portable. You can run this anywhere. You can run it at the house, you can run it at the rig, you can run it at a campground. You can run it off of a little portable generator as well. So you can literally take this completely mobile and have an internet connection wherever you're at. That's the benefit of this technology. So I'm going to end it there. This is not supposed to be a super long video. This is just me telling you that we have Starlink. We think it's great. It works for our situation. May or may not work for your situation. There's a lot of questions you should ask yourself. So the qualifying questions are, am I mobile enough that it justifies having a connection that can move with me? Can I afford it? That's kind of number 2, because there is upfront cost. It's pretty pricey at the beginning. And the last thing is if I'm not mobile, do I still have a clear, unobstructed view of the sky? If you can sort of answer all those questions and it makes sense to get Starlink, highly recommend it over like a hotspot. It's just my take. Listen, thanks for joining us this week. We're trying to get the videos out more regularly. We've had a rough couple weeks, as if you've seen the last week's video, you know that. But yeah, we're trying to get the videos out back to the weekly cadence again. So we'll get back on that rhythm. Did want to give this update here. Shout out to EEZ RV.com. Let me come over here and grab the link. So it's EEZRVproducts.com. They sent this to me to show to you all. That was it. It's a product review. This is not a promotional video on Starlink or on the mast, but EEZ was happy enough to send this out to me, and love their flag mount. Love the flagpole mount that they sent out. Works great. It's lightweight, but it's sturdy. We're out here in western Wyoming. We had 40-mile-an-hour gusts last night, and I could see the one over here, which I think might be another EEZ RV product. This one right over here, I was watching it to see if there was any movement. That one was pretty stiff. Ours didn't move at all. There's no bends, it's completely straight. Really good product. Highly recommend. We'll put the link down below to get to this pole mount. Cool product. If you get Starlink, don't just stick to the ground deploy. Get you a flag pole mount, just because you can get it up above the RV and get great signal. Thank you all for joining me this week. Again, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks for sticking with the channel. We've got a lot more coming out, more travel videos. We've got a couple more product reviews that we're going to be out with. We'll get some videos out of getting back into the house and get you guys some updates on that, as well as update on the wreck. I don't know if you can see my truck back there. You can't because of the sun. Anyway, yeah, so let me get a shot of it here for you. So we got the back end of the truck smashed. So getting that fixed, but we'll get those updates out. You guys will see more of that here in the coming weeks. Thanks for joining us this week, and we'll talk to y'all later.